Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name's Kelsey with Teaching Online with Kelsey. So if this is your first time seeing me, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell down below so that you are notified of new videos on my channel every week. And to also give this video a thumbs up, it does support me in this channel. And if you are curious about all things ALLSCHOOL, please make sure you download my free guide to get started on ALLSCHOOL down below in the description, and also check out my other links. It really does help the channel that I'm trying to grow and continuing to grow as we speak. And if you are wanting one-on-one mentorships with me or group mentoringships with me and free Crow Music Lab links and all sorts of other insider features that you can only get with me, then I recommend joining my YouTube memberships. That's where you're going to get access to all those awesome perks that you won't get anywhere else. So what you see here, what we're going to go over in the video, is my fall 2022 schedule. And maybe the schedule that you see here, maybe you can use this as a model for yourself on how you want your online teaching schedule to be, especially if you do have a part-time or even a full-time schedule of work and then you're doing online teaching on the side. Or if you are a full-time online teacher and maybe you have to do some other work aside from online teaching, this video is also going to be for you too. So we're just going to take a sneak peek. I know it says August on here, but this is generally what I'm going to be doing for all of the rest of August, September, October, November, and the first half of December before we officially start winter. And I really want to go over my schedule, especially for this upcoming fall, because if you live in the United States, then you know that the majority of students in the United States are going back to school in person. I don't know if online learning is still an option in some schools. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not really sure. If you live in a state and online learning is still an option at your school, please share that down below. I would be really curious just to see how that goes. But as far as I'm concerned and as far as my knowledge, despite, still being in a panini and maybe some other funky things going on that I don't talk about in my videos because it's neither here or there for that conversation. But a lot of kids are going back to school in person, which some online teachers may have some mixed feelings about whether, that means their bookings are going to be effective, or, if a lot of other, families are like super excited that their kids are going back to school and everything seems more normal again, So I think having this point of view of me being an online teacher and just seeing what my schedule looks like in order for me to maintain an online teacher outlook and how I manage filming my channels and that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get a sneak peek in. So what you probably already noticed from the very beginning is that I have to get up rather early. And I have shared in previous videos before about just changing and pivoting and adapting, which I'll make sure I'll keep, I'll show in the cards in those videos if you want to hear like the full details of what happened with me and what I'm kind of doing right now in my current life. But I did have to pick up a part-time job very recently, and that's just because inflation's real and I have to make sure that I can take care of my family and feed my family. And so part of maintaining a full-time online teacher position is sometimes looking for part-time work. And that's what I'm going to have to do. And that's what you primarily see here on this schedule. So yes, it does seem like a lot. So I'm dedicating my mornings to where I am going to be at work. And usually I'm going to be off around 2 o'clock. So then that actually gives me the afternoons and the evenings to focus on teaching. So this is where we're going to scroll down. You're going to see a little more of what the online teaching schedule looks like. You may have also noticed I did ask for Wednesdays off. I felt like that was sort of like a good middle of the week break, just for making sure I get proper rest And if I do need to take care of some other things, you know, I can get that taken care of on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are going to be that appointed day. And if I have therapy, that's when I go to therapy. But let's scroll on down. So my online teaching stuff is usually going to start at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And what that is going to look like is, because I want to focus more on coaching and serving other teachers and creating more content for YouTube, I'm going to be dedicating a little bit more time to those areas. So I have to make sure that I have time to create videos like this one here, which is what I'm doing right now, is going to be the YouTube content creating. And then I'm going to have a little bit of a break in between. And so Monday through Thursday in the afternoons, I will have alternating either a Chrome Music Lab Club or Space Club meeting on OutSchool. So those are just for OutSchools, for OutSchool stuff. And those clubs there are going to be at 5 o'clock. And then what you're also going to see here is that I will have all school classes in the evening. And so, and actually, let's change that up a little bit. So, this is what the schedule is actually going to look like. It's still going to be the same up top. That part hasn't changed. So, because one of the things that me and my husband do, like outside of like me working, all right, is we meet up with our church group. So that's actually going to change to Tuesdays instead of Mondays. So this is what's going to be more accurate to what's the schedule looking like. Sorry for that. So what you'll see here, but you'll still see that I will teach ALLSCHOOL in the evenings from 8 to 10 till 10:30. And while I know a lot of Beijing time families generally, they'll be back in school by then, we also have to put in consideration that we still have Pacific time families that maybe they're all coming home from school and they're now discovering ALLSCHOOL, and so they can still take those classes in that time. And so there's still a possibility that's still going to be hot hours to offer ALLSCHOOL classes. I'm dedicating myself to evenings, and I think personally, if you are wanting to do something similar to that and you want to follow the hot times on ALLSCHOOL, then I definitely recommend that you choose either to teach in the evenings or teach really early in the mornings. And if you stay consistent with that, then families know what to expect out of you. It's just me personally, I'm doing the evening classes. So I'll make sure to have dinner so that way I can have time to cook it, and for me and my husband to eat it, obviously. And then I do have some more social media stuff that I usually try to take care of during that time as well. So that's in between dinner and then ALLSCHOOL classes, or if I have the community group that you only see on Tuesdays. So Fridays, I still try to do content. I don't do any live teaching on Fridays or on the weekends. I still have to work on Friday and Saturday for the part-time job, but you know, it's only that focus there. There's not going to be too much to worry about in terms of like teaching. Like online teaching is still going to be Monday through Thursday, and that can be consisted of the clubs or private tutoring or ALLSCHOOL classes. And so that is going to be my focus in terms of online teaching. And that's usually how online teachers function, because it's not just about online teaching. The only thing, the one thing you got to consider in order to have a successful business is really, you know, you do dedicate time for teaching because that is what you want to do, but you also have the time to where you got to do social media and create the content for social media. You also have to dedicate time for YouTube and creating the videos, editing the videos, and making sure that everything looks really good on your end and that it's presentable to your community that you are presenting to. And then you just have to make sure that you squeeze all those things into your personal life as well, and that you also try not to burn yourself out. All these different colors, I also have to put into consideration that why I don't teach live on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays is because I don't want to just be teaching. Like, yes, I work at my part-time job Friday and Saturday mornings, but the thing is I'll be done at 2 o'clock at night, so I will still have those evenings to be with my husband or with my pets or any other family members or friends. So there's not going to be this weird commitment like, oh, well, we got to be done with dinner at 7 because I got a class at 8 to teach. Like, I know that's usually the hot time to teach classes. So if you're the type of person that's willing to teach on the weekends, then take this as a hint, especially if you've gone this far in this video. Take it as a hint. I don't teach on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays, so use that opportunity to open up your availability to the weekend if you want to teach on the weekends. I'm just going to leave it at that for this thing. So that's just a sneak peek at my fall 2022 schedule. So, you know, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have something similar, or if you're going to teach all school or out school classes in the morning, or if you're going to do more like a 9 to 5 schedule, which, you know, I mean, just be careful when you do that. Make sure you actually like take some days off, or like do something like Wednesday or Thursday, or do a 3-day weekend if you want, you know, so that way you can still enjoy online teaching instead of just teaching, and then eventually you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm really tired of doing this. So don't ever get to that point. Always take care of yourself. So that's what my schedule is looking like here. But yeah, let me know what you think, and then if you have something similar, let me know below, and thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.